All right then. So I'll be sharing my thoughts on the Liverpool Tottenham game today. So as you can see, lineup wise, this is how I thought the average positions turned out. Liverpool were playing a 4-3-3, but instead of the traditional wider out, I'd say that they were playing a little bit more holding and conservative, especially Wijnaldum. Kane and Son up top, Højbjerg and Lo Celso, they didn't get involved too much in the attack, while Sissoko and Bergwijn did, so I put them a little bit higher up the pitch. As for Tottenham's fullbacks, they didn't go anywhere the entire game. So we're gonna take a look at how this game played out. In the first 45 minutes, it was completely Liverpool's game. When, let's say, Firmino, Mane, Salah, Jones, Wijnaldum getting width, right? We can see that Kane and Son's average position when Liverpool advanced even into this side of the pitch was that Kane and Son would stay behind the ball. So we go here. Let's take a look. So Liverpool's entire plan was to try to break down the low block using quick first touch balls, first time balls, and a lot of movement. In the beginning, Tottenham's block was extremely strong, and for the most part, it was really good. But there was some tricky movement, especially when Jones started to get involved. We started to move Højbjerg and Lo Celso. Lo Celso was in charge of this portion of the field, while Højbjerg was in charge of this portion. Sometimes Lo Celso went up a little bit and Højbjerg covered here. Sometimes he's come back into a makeshift back three when Liverpool came into this side of the half. But all in all, they were a little bit overwhelmed, I'd say. So eventually, Sissoko started to tuck in, Bergwijn started to tuck in, and as the half went on, they progressively became more and more defensive. As we see here, so Liverpool also started to get more into the game. Their movement was good. You had the likes of Firmino, Jones, Mane, and Salah combining to find that space, to find pockets of space. Especially when you have brilliant individual players like Mane, Firmino, and Salah, you can do a lot with the ball. So they started to move the players around a little bit, attracting players. Kane and Son just chilling here, ready to break, playing to Jones. Jones with little touches. They were able to break apart this intricate low block that Tottenham had and create some chances. The game could have gone completely different if Liverpool did take their chances. They had players like Curtis Jones tucking in and taking shots, getting onto their best foot. In fact, Firmino's goal wasn't the best chance that Liverpool had to score. So I'd say it was pretty much against the run of play. Then for the Tottenham goal, Lloris picks up the ball, finds Lo Celso as they're struggling. Henderson and Wijnaldum are up. Robertson's up. I'd say actually Henderson is back a little bit. And Lo Celso drives. Kane drives. Sissoko drives. They get up the pitch quickly, and Lo Celso manages to make a darting run up here, and slips on through, who gets space and takes the ball brilliantly into the goal. That's how Tottenham scored, and they actually had many opportunities like this off the break. Tottenham are quite a pacey side. Son has lots of pace. Lo Celso has pace as well. Same with Sissoko and Bergwijn. Two chances came when Son comes here. He uses his pace, frees up Bergwijn here, and he comes to take a shot, but he misses. We have to also look at this, right? So I'd say the game played out pretty evenly, based on clear-cut chances, because Tottenham had about three or four clear-cut chances, and Liverpool had about three or four as well. Of course, they had the ball like in this area almost the entire game, but it was still they still created the same amount of clear-cut chances as Tottenham. Like I could have been expecting Tottenham to score maybe even two or three goals in the first half or in the entire game, but for Liverpool, they didn't get their strikes off. They didn't test Lloris that much. He didn't have to make outstanding chances. But Bergwijn, when he has a one-on-one opportunity, he misses twice, and that kind of cost Tottenham the game. If we take a look in the second half, the game changes. Mourinho probably threatens to shag all of the players' wives or something because Tottenham come out like crazy. They come out, they attack, they actually press, which is the first time I've seen them do it in a long time. And they start to make Liverpool a little bit nervous. Then for some reason they settle back into their low block. Lo Celso, Højbjerg, Bergwijn, Sissoko, Kane. And they get settled in and they just absorb the pressure. They keep absorbing this pressure. They still create chances from breaks, but they're playing well. Liverpool aren't creating as many chances. They aren't as dynamic, Liverpool, as they are in the first half. Jones is nowhere to be seen, to be honest. Trent, Robertson, they don't really get involved too much, and the movement that the forwards have isn't amazing. They kind of become a bit more sloppy. So we take a look at this and we see that Tottenham didn't really lose the game. They they were in the game for a large amount of the time. It's just Liverpool could have gotten back into it. Liverpool had an opportunity, especially when the players were tiring, because this system is extremely difficult to put some goals through, to make better movement. But no, they were lazy, and they had to be able to scrape the win. The subs didn't make too much of an impact, so I won't really talk about them. But definitely after they scored the okay, yeah, I want to analyze the corner that Firmino scored on. Let me just get who was it? Alderweireld. So he's marking Firmino, and it's a corner, right? Alderweireld, he Firmino starts sprinting. He fakes the sprint. He pauses. Alderweireld's over here. He cuts. He gets the jump, and he gets over Alderweireld. So many people say, "Oh, this is Firmino brilliance," but Alderweireld should be doing better here. He can't get drawn here, especially in the last minute of the last minute of the game. He needs to be stuck to Firmino here. I don't know what he was doing. A lot of people. He did have a good game. Same with Dyer or Davis. They defended for their lives, but this. I don't understand how they can score like this when they had so many other chances to go for it, and especially the Salah goal. I don't know what that was, but I'd say Tottenham had chances to score. Same with Liverpool. I don't want to be biased or anything, but I actually enjoyed the game quite a bit. I liked the tactical aspect of it as well. I liked how the team set themselves up and they just executed. And Liverpool managed to execute on the Tottenham's low block, which was a key factor in the game.